So, today's presentation is about the project we have done as a part of the Experts Hub Automotive Design and Technologies internship. The topic of our project is the design and development of a one-person EV mobility for urban travel under 75,000 rupees. So, now let's move on to our team structure and roles. The name of our team is Talk. I am going to introduce the members of our team. The project manager is Sabrish, team coordinator is Venkatesh, tech lead is Sanjay, documentation and presentation is Sneha, tech analyst is Srihari, and business analyst is Arun Raj. The problem statement definition: to design and develop a one person EV mobility for urban travel under 75,000 rupees. The obvious choice for a one person EV mobility is a Segway, which fulfills the criteria of the problem statement. The name Segway is a homophone of the word seg, which means smooth transition. Computers and motors in the base of the device keep the Segway upright when powered on with balancing enabled. A user commands the Segway to move forward by shifting their weight forward and backward by shifting their weight backward. Gyroscopic sensors and fluid based leveling sensors are employed to detect the weight shift.
Segway is actually not the name of the type of vehicle that first introduced self-balancing personal transporter into the mainstream market. They are in fact the pioneers of this market. Later on, these types of vehicles were also being called as Segways. These are the two main products of Segway. Most of the specs might seem similar, but they have different use cases. X2, the X2 is a all-terrain outdoor vehicle, whereas the I2 is an indoor vehicle. Next is Ninebot, which is a Chinese startup funded by Chinese tech giant Xiaomi. Now, Ninebot is the leader of the market as they bought Segway. So, Ninebot Elite and Ninebot C are the two major products of Ninebot. The main difference here is the price because Ninebot C is a monowheel Segway, whereas Ninebot Elite is a dual wheel Segway. For competitive benchmarking, we chose Frigo F3 and Segway Mini Lite, which is by Xiaomi, because they have close resemblance to the specification and cost of torque, which is our product. For any new product, it is important to do benchmarking against the present options.
So the technology options considered, I'm sorry for the disturbance. Technology options considered and why. BLTC is preferred over BDC because it works smoothly as there is no friction. There is no replacement needed for the brush and the motor has a high efficiency. The type of motor drive used is hub motor. Hub motors does not require gears and the transmission rate is quite close to the requirements of our Segway. And it eliminates the use of unnecessary moving components as it does not require a gearbox. The battery we chose was lithium ion, and we chose it over lead acid and gallium nitrate. Lead acid is cheap but has a lower lifetime and it does not fulfill the power requirements of a Segway. And gallium nitrate is quite expensive and does not fit our budget. Other than that, the lithium ion battery has a less weight, delivers high power in comparison with the other battery types. Then moving on to the handle. Handle measurements are taken from the anthropometric data for an average user, and it and the data lies between 86 to 108 centimeter and can be adjusted towards the height of the user. And it is also foldable and retractable. The tire is a rugged one and because it can be used in any terrain and has a good wear resistance. The electronic used is Arduino Art Mega 2560. It has a high endurance, non-volatile memory segments, pre-programmed circuit breaker which cuts the power to other components during failure. This has been chosen above PIC microcontroller with which does not have inbuilt components and which makes it quite expensive and does not fit our budget.
We have compared torque with Frigo F3 for validating our assumptions. Though Minilite was closer to torque with respect to cost, it uses a brushed DC single motor, whereas we have used brushless DC dual motor setup, which is used in Frigo F3. We have went with low powered motor since it is for urban uses. So we increase the capacity of battery, thereby improving the range. Other comparisons can be easily understood from the table.
Moving on to the solutions. The obvious choice for a one-person EV mobility urban travel is a Segway. A Segway is a two-wheeled self-balancing personal transporter invented by Dean Kamen and brought to the market in 2001. Segways are highly coveted electric scooters with lateral wheels and highly sensitive measuring devices, which help maintain the balance of the user. This invention highly appeals to the urban population owing to their ease of use, stability features, and convenience. Now, moving on to the SWOT analysis of our product. Our strengths are the Segway has zero emissions and it is eco friendly as it is an electric vehicle. It is highly convenient for short distances and highly responsive to the user's movements. Weaknesses: it can't carry additional weights or luggage other than the driver. It is not suitable for areas which has a inclination of more than 15-degree grades, and it will take some time for the user to adjust to the Segway as it works on shifting of the weights. Opportunities: this can be modified to suit persons with disability. It can be used as a tourist attraction in smart cities, and it also can be used indoors. Threats: slippery areas might be a potentially accident prone zones. The growing popularity of e-bikes, which are also in the same price segment of our product, threaten the growth of segways.
Another reason why we went with a comparatively low power motor is the constraint. Other costs can be seen from the table. Including the manufacturing and assembly cost, it sums up to around 69,000. We are planning to launch our product at around 75,000, but the cost can be reduced considerably if the demand increases and the components are ordered in bulk.
The marketing concept. So the first one is communicate explaining. The Segway is relatively a new concept, even though it has been invented about 2 decades ago. We need to educate our target audiences about the feature and the uses of our product before pressurizing them into buying it. The second one is our test drive sessions. Experimenting is a part of the customer's learning process. Everybody needs to drive a Segway to understand its advantages. We seek to promote as many as test drive sessions as we can. The next one is our non selling approach. Commercial pressures and detailed explanations do not combine. Segways need to be sold with a non selling approach, unlike the traditional car retail, which uses commercial pressure like incentives and campaigns, which are quite difficult to use in this segment. Instead, we are leading towards a retail concept called Product Genius, used by the BMW uh, for the Segways, considering the lower levels of product competition in this market segment. Going social. As we have seen before, customer education is a priority in Segway marketing. Sales consultants should bet on social media to easily access their customer base using text, images, and videos. We, they shouldn't use brand content alone. Training them to create their own videos, explaining in their own words, driving in recognizable roads are part of our process. We are going to let them to be genuine but encourage professionalism, emphasizing on the novelty. The entire product is a new invention and it itself is a unique selling point. Bulk orders. This refers to the impending collaborations with large organizations like universities or shopping malls to benefit the students and the visitors. Our launch plan. The segways are to be launched physically at prominent shopping malls for test drive sessions. Orders can be placed exclusively on our website with segways priced at 75,000. Our target audience. These are our typical target audiences and organizations we aim to make a difference at. Our promotional strategy. Apart from big business concerns with which we can partner with to provide Segway services, namely like large shopping malls and airports, the target audience is Gen Z, colloquially referred as the digital natives. The foolproof way to penetrate into this market is with the aid of extensive advertising on social media platforms and to create sensation and the sense of appeal among the audience. Customer education is a priority as the concept of segways is relatively unknown. Customer education coupled with appeal is the proposed strategy. Thank you.